Greetings, my dear friends. Today I want to talk about a shape that surrounds us everywhere, one we see but do not notice, a shape that holds secrets of strength, harmony, and perhaps even the meaning of life: the hexagon. This is Dreamweaver Mystics, as always. And let me say right away, everything you are about to hear is only my thoughts and guesses. I do not claim to know the truth. I simply observe, compare, and wonder. The hexagon is the strongest geometric shape. Engineers know this. Architects know this. Builders know this. The triangle is stable. The square is convenient. The circle is perfect. But the hexagon is perfection. It combines the stability of the triangle with the area of the circle. It does not bend, it does not break. It distributes load evenly. And nature knows this. It has always known. Look at honeycombs. For thousands of years, people have admired their geometry. Bees build perfect hexagonal cells. Why not round? Why not square? Because the hexagon is the most efficient shape for filling space. Circles leave gaps. Squares are not as strong. Hexagons fit together without gaps, creating maximum area with minimum wall length. Bees did not study geometry. They did not make blueprints, but they knew, or someone placed that knowledge in them. I do not know. The compound eyes of flies are also hexagons. The complex eyes of insects consist of thousands of small hexagonal lenses, ommatidia. Each lens looks in its own direction, and the brain assembles the image like a mosaic. Why the hexagon? Because it allows a spherical surface to be covered without distortion. Nature chose the hexagon, again and again. Plant cells under a microscope. If you look at a cross-section of a stem, you will see hexagonal cells. Plant cells take the shape of hexagons when they are tightly packed together. This is not an accident. It is a law. The law of minimum energy. Nature does not tolerate waste. If it can save energy, it saves. Graphene. A single layer of carbon atoms arranged in a hexagonal lattice. This is the strongest material on Earth, hundreds of times stronger than steel. It is flexible. It conducts electricity. It was discovered in 2004, but nature used this structure billions of years ago. Diamond has a different lattice. Graphite has layers of hexagons. Graphite is soft. But when those layers roll into tubes, carbon nanotubes, they become incredibly strong. All because the foundation is the hexagon. Fish scales, turtle shells, insect eyes, bone structure, even snowflakes. Have you ever looked closely at a snowflake? It has 6 rays, 6 sides. 6. Why not 5? Why not 7? A question science has answered, but the answer is not final. Maybe it is just physics, or maybe it is a signal. In chemistry, there is the benzene ring, 6 carbon atoms bonded in a cycle, the foundation of organic chemistry. Without the benzene ring, there would be no DNA, no proteins, no life. A hexagon in every molecule that makes us who we are. Coincidence? I do not know. Or maybe not. Scientists have looked to nature for inspiration. This is called biomimicry. We watch how nature solves problems and copy its solutions. Honeycombs inspired engineers to create lightweight, strong panels for airplanes and rockets. Honeycomb panels are metal or composite sheets with a hexagonal structure inside. They are strong, light, and do not bend. They are used in aviation, spaceflight, and construction. Nature figured this out millions of years ago. We are only catching up. The structure of bones also inspired architects. Inside a bone is a spongy tissue that resembles a honeycomb. It is light but strong. Modern building materials use the same logic. The hexagon is everywhere. In leaves, in flowers, in the arrangement of sunflower seeds. The Fibonacci spiral, the golden ratio, the hexagon. 3 pillars on which nature stands. I am not claiming this is proof of intelligent design, but there are too many patterns, too much order, too many coincidences. Now into the world of symbols. The hexagon is one of the oldest and most mystical symbols. The Star of David. 2 equilateral triangles interlocked, one pointing up, one pointing down. 6 points, 6 vertices. A symbol of the union of heaven and earth, masculine and feminine, spirit and matter. In Judaism, it is the Magen David, the shield of David. In Kabbalah, it symbolizes the 6 directions of space and the center that unites them. In Hinduism, the hexagon is the symbol of the union of Shiva and Shakti. The upward-pointing triangle is Shiva, the masculine. The downward-pointing triangle is Shakti, the feminine. Their intersection is creation. It is life. It is all that exists. The hexagon appears in mandalas. It is drawn in fields, carved in stones, embroidered on fabrics. In Buddhism, there is the seal of the 6 directions. It is a symbol of cosmic order. 6 directions: north, south, west, east, up, and down. The hexagon is a map of the universe, not the physical one, the spiritual one, or maybe both at once. In Christianity, the hexagon can be seen in cathedral windows. Gothic rose windows are circles inscribed in hexagonal structures. The 6 days of creation. On the 7th, God rested. 6 is the number of man. 7 is the number of the divine. The 6-pointed star was sometimes associated with the Star of Bethlehem. I am not claiming this is the official position of the church, but the symbol has penetrated there as well. In Islam, the hexagon adorns mosques, star-shaped polygons, octagons, hexagons. Islamic art avoids depictions of living beings, so geometry became the main language of the sacred. The hexagon is one of the most common shapes. It symbolizes harmony, order, infinity. In Freemasonry, the 6-pointed star is also an important symbol. It can represent the union of the spiritual and the material, light and darkness, good and evil. But Masons do not like to talk about their symbols. I will not try to decode their secrets. I will only note the hexagon is there, as it is everywhere. In alchemy, the hexagon symbolized the philosopher's stone. Not the stone that turns lead into gold, but the stone that turns the soul from ignorant to enlightened. The hexagon is a map of transformation, the path from earth to heaven, from matter to spirit, from I to we. I do not know if alchemy worked, but symbols work. They influence the subconscious. They change us, even when we do not understand their meaning. Now into space. The hexagon is not only on Earth, it is in the sky. The most famous cosmic phenomenon is Saturn's hexagon. At Saturn's North Pole, there is a hexagonal cloud pattern. Each side is about 8,700 miles long. That is larger than the diameter of Earth. Inside it, a hurricane has raged for decades. It rotates at the same speed as the planet. But the hexagon does not. It stands still. Why? Scientists do not know. There are hypotheses. Vortices in fluids can create polygonal structures. In laboratories, researchers have produced octagons, triangles, squares, but the hexagon is the most stable. It appears on its own, without external influence, without programming. Jupiter has storms. They are round. Saturn has a hexagon. Why does one planet have a circle and another a hexagon? Perhaps deep inside, there is a structure we cannot see. A structure that projects the hexagon onto the clouds. Maybe it is not meteorology. Maybe it is the geometry of the universe. Craters on the moon? There are hexagonal craters, not perfect but close to hexagons. Scientists explain this by cracks in the rock. I think that is true. But why do the cracks form hexagons? It is not an accident. It is a law, the law of strength. The crystal lattices of minerals are also often hexagonal. Now for the most interesting part. Water molecules in space. Water freezes into six-pointed snowflakes. Everyone knows this. But snowflakes are not just six-pointed. They are hexagonal at their core. Each snowflake is a small hexagon that has grown into a complex pattern. In space, there are clouds of water ice. I think hexagons are there too. We just cannot see them. I think the hexagon is not just a shape. It is a key to understanding how reality is structured. Strength, efficiency, harmony. Three qualities that nature values above all. Perhaps the meaning of life is also about this. To be strong but not rigid. To be efficient but not wasteful. To be harmonious but not boring. We search for the meaning of life in books, in religion, in science. Perhaps it is simpler. Perhaps it is in the shape, in the hexagon. A bee builds a honeycomb not because it wants to create perfect geometry. It builds to survive, so that its young are warm and safe, so that the honey does not leak. The meaning of its life is in action that creates beauty. We too build our own honeycombs, our own cells. Our days are the lines, our weeks are the edges. Our relationships are the joints that hold everything together. Perhaps the meaning of life is not to find the answer, but to create a structure, order from chaos, harmony from noise. I do not know if there is a higher purpose. I do not know if someone designed the universe according to a blueprint, but I see hexagons everywhere, in sunflowers, in honeycombs, in the eyes of flies, in Saturn, in the Star of David. Too many to be an accident, but also too few to prove a pattern. Maybe it is just mathematics, maybe it is just physics, or maybe it is a message. If so, I have not understood it, but I feel it is important. And that is all for today. This was Dreamweaver Mystics. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel. I read the comments. And write, have you noticed hexagons in your life? In nature, in architecture, in your dreams? I read everything. And remember, perhaps you yourself are part of a vast honeycomb, each in your place, each important. Until next time.